Hey guys, this is Seth Turin back again, and today we'll be looking at how to create a dollar cost averaging bot, or DCA bot. So what does this mean, dollar cost averaging? Well, let me explain that a little bit. I'd like you to meet Spencer. The year is 2016, and Spencer has been watching the price of Bitcoin for a little while. He's been wanting to get in on it, but it just felt too risky to him. But he's been watching it just go up, up, up for over a year. And then, in the middle of 2017, the price just starts shooting up out of control. He waits to see if it's going to go back down, but it just keeps going up. Spencer experiences the fear of missing out. Spencer wants to get in on it, but he's waiting for the price to crash, because he's heard that you should buy low and sell high. But the price just keeps going up, up, up. The price starts growing exponentially. And by now, the fear of missing out overtakes him. He's already missed out on all of this growth, and he doesn't want to miss out on any more, so he puts $10,000 into Bitcoin. And he watches anxiously. And a few days go by, the price plummets. His $10,000 is suddenly $5,000. He tells himself, no, this is just a little correction, it's okay. He keeps watching and waiting. Weeks go by, months go by. The price of Bitcoin flatlines. His $10,000 now looks more like $4,000. But every day he still checks. Until one day, the price starts plummeting even more. His original $10,000 is now just $1,500. Spencer says, screw this! I'm getting out while I still have any money left. So he pulls out his remaining $1,500. And then just a few days later, the price starts going up. Spencer says, whatever, I'm only missing out on a few dollars. So Spencer forgets about Bitcoin, and the years go by, until suddenly, everyone in the news starts talking about it again. Price has shot up almost 4 times as much as it was when he first bought in. He says to himself, oh, if only I had kept my money in for longer. But he takes that $1,500 that he had originally, and he buys some more, hoping to catch some of this upside. A couple months go by, the price crashes back down. He says, what a fool I've been, and he sells off his Bitcoin. And then a few months later, the price spikes back up. Now you might be watching this thinking, oh, well, clearly Spencer's just an idiot. That wouldn't happen to me. But the truth is, this is what happens to most people who get into crypto. Most people get easily caught up in the excitement. Most people get swept up with FOMO. And then when the price starts crashing, they panic sell. Now let me tell you that same story a different way. The year is 2016. After doing thorough research, Spencer decides that he wants to get involved in Bitcoin. Spencer takes his $10,000 and he sets himself up a bot. And he tells us that once every week, he wants to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin at whatever the price is. Spencer knows that the price is going to go up and down. So some weeks his $100 is going to buy a lot of Bitcoin, and some weeks it's not going to buy very much Bitcoin. But faithfully, week after week, Spencer's bot buys $100 worth of Bitcoin. Spencer gets pretty excited in 2017 when the market shoots up. He's made quite a bit of money from this. He's never withdrawn anything, so all those little bits of Bitcoin have added up, and he's accumulated a couple whole Bitcoin by now. But he wants to see how high it'll go, so he doesn't sell. And then, early in 2018, the price crashes and his total value goes way down. He says, no worries, and he just keeps his bot running week after week, investing $100 at a time. The price of Bitcoin is pretty boring for a while, so he just forgets about it. And then, in 2020, the price starts moving up again. He keeps watching and he waits until 2021. He checks his account and he is a millionaire. He looks back at the price chart and he sees that all of these little fluctuations didn't really matter in the end, because all of those little $100 investments added up to a lot. So he waits until it reaches $50,000, and then he sells off most of his Bitcoin and lives his life happily ever after as a millionaire. And also, he gets a girlfriend. Fun fact, neither Spencer nor his girlfriend are real people. All of these images were generated using AI image generation technology. Is Seth foreshadowing something? Perhaps some upcoming features of UBot Studio? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So this is what it means to dollar cost average. It simply means buying an investment at a set price at a set interval of time. And UBot Studio happens to be perfect for this. So let's look at how we would do that. I'm going to start out by posting my console view here. The code for this will be in the description. Next, I'm going to go to my Coinbase commands. We're going to config Coinbase. Okay, and now we'll say exchange crypto on Coinbase. For the amount, we'll say $100. For the market, we're going to check the name on Coinbase. The name of this market is BTC-USD. So we'll say BTC-USD, and we want to buy. And click OK. And of course, after we make that purchase, we want to log everything that we do. So drag over our log object command. And here we're going to put our txinfo variable, which you will remember if you look inside this advanced parameter here, this txinfo is going to store all of the information from this transaction. Okay, but I don't want to run this right now. I want to set this up on a schedule so that it runs automatically each week. So to do that, I'm going to start by defining a function. So we'll look for define, drag this over, and we'll call this purchased Bitcoin. Hit enter or click OK, and we're just going to drag these up into our define command. Perfect. So next I'm going to go to view, scheduler, and let's say Monday at 9 in the morning. So I'm going to double click this cell. Under event, we're going to put purchase Bitcoin, and then we're going to click this repeat checkbox here, and we're going to say every 1 week. Click OK, and now we're going to click Run on Schedule. And that's it. We can actually just walk away from this now, and it will automatically purchase our Bitcoin once every week. Now, if you want to keep things simple, this is enough right here. However, you might be interested in a study that was done. And when I say a study, this was a very informal Reddit study, where this person did some statistical analysis. And he tested what would happen if between 2015 and 2021 you invested $100 per week either into just Bitcoin or you divide it up into the top 10 cryptocurrencies, whatever those happen to be at the time. And here's what he found. If you just put everything into Bitcoin, you would have ended up with $1.1 million. If you put it into the top 2 coins, you would have ended up with $1.4 million. And he does this with the top 3, the top 5, the top 7, top 10, 20, and 50 coins. And you can see there's a point of diminishing returns, but if you would put your money in the top 7 coins, so you take that $100 and you divide it up into these 7 different coins, then you would have ended up with nearly $3 million. So yeah, being a millionaire would be fine, but being a 3 millionaire might be even better. So let's look at how to do that. So I'm going to delete this and start fresh. And the first thing I want to do is figure out what those top 10 coins actually are. So let's say log object, and in here under DeFi, we have this function get top X coins. Let's drag it over so we can look at the top any number of coins. Let's go ahead and say the top 10. Click OK, and let's run this. All right, and it gave me all this data with a lot of information. And this is more information than I need, but that's okay. All I really need is this symbol entity right here. All right, now for the next step, I need to take this data and I need to put it in a list so that we can work with it inside UBot. So the way we'll do that, under data commands, we have this set list command. For the list name, we'll say coins. And for list, under data functions, we have this list from object. For the object, hop back over to the bot bank and we'll grab our top X coins. We'll say 10, hit OK, hit OK, hit OK. We don't actually need this log object, so let's get rid of it. And let's give this a run and see what happens. And I'll hit Control D to bring up the debugger, and we'll open this up. And now we have a list with each individual coin. So close out of that. Okay, now we want to loop through these and have it purchase each coin for us. And to do that, we're going to use with each. And for our list, we're going to say coins. And for the variable, we're going to say coin. Click OK. Okay, but we don't need all of this data. All we really need is a symbol. So let's go ahead and set ourselves a variable. For the name, we're going to say symbol. And for the value, we want this symbol right here. But notice that this symbol is lowercase, and we actually need this uppercase. So that's no problem. We're just going to use our change text casing function. All right, for casing, we want to put uppercase. And for text to change, this is where we're going to grab our symbol. So we'll say object entity. The object variable is going to be coin, and the entity path is going to be symbol. Click OK, and let's run this and see what happens. All right, and just as we expected, it listed out the capitalized symbols for the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Okay, but there's something I want you to notice about this list. So this is CoinGecko, and we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that's fine, but then we have Tether. And the entire purpose of the Tether token is to always be pegged to $1. Now, it doesn't really make sense for us to DCA into a token that is always worth $1. And you'll notice there's actually a few coins on this list that are all pegged to $1. So we want to take that list and we want to filter out Tether, USD Coin, and Binance USD. Okay, but there's one more issue here as well, and that's with this BNB token here. Now, BNB token is actually a perfectly good token to invest in. However, we are going through Coinbase, and if you look through the Coinbase exchanges, you'll notice that BNB does not exist. The reason for this is because Binance is the company that issues BNB, and Binance is a competing exchange. And Coinbase did not want to list the token for a competing exchange. Personally, I think that's a bit petty, but there's not really anything we can do about it, so we're just gonna have to remove that one from the list too. All right, so I'm gonna set up a filter so that we only look at coins that aren't any of those 4 coins. So to do that, I'm gonna say if, and then here we need to determine whether or not it's one of those coins. And to do that, I'm gonna make a little helper function for myself. All right, so we're gonna create a define command here, and we're gonna call this isEligible. This is gonna be a function, and we're gonna have one parameter, and we'll call it coin name. Now this function we're just going to return. We're gonna say contains. For the text, we're gonna say USDT, comma, USDC, comma, BUSD, comma, and BNB. And the text we're going to search for is coin name. Hit OK. So now we can come up here and we can just say is eligible. And then we're going to pass it that symbol variable we created. Hit OK. And now let's drag this log symbol here into our then. And real quick, I'm going to jump to the debugger and I'm going to clear the variables. And when I do that, it actually clears the log too. And that's just so that we can see this a little bit more clearly. So let's run this, and if everything works correctly, then it should print out the coins we want. But instead, it actually printed the coins that we don't want. So the reason is because we need to negate this. So here's what we'll do. I'm gonna click this and hit Control-C to copy it. And I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna come down to qualifier functions here, and we're gonna say not. Because what we really want is, if the symbol we pass it is not in this list, then our function can continue. All right, so let's run this again and see what happens. Okay, and this time it gave us just what we wanted. So we have that. Next thing we want is to set ourselves a new variable. We'll call it exchange. And looking at our Coinbase website again, I just want you to notice something about the names of the exchanges here. So they all follow a similar format. We have the name of the token that we want, -USD, which means that we're buying, in this case, Bitcoin for USD. All right, and then we have ETH USD, USDT USD, etc. So I'm going to copy that format, and we're going to say symbol -USD. Hit OK. Okay, now let's change our log here, and instead of looking at that symbol, let's look at the exchange now. Hit OK, run. Cool, so these are the 6 remaining exchanges that we're gonna do. So we're gonna go back to our DeFi commands, and we haven't actually configured Coinbase yet, so let's do that now. Drag config Coinbase, and then come back down, and we'll say exchange crypto on Coinbase. All right, and in the amount, this is going to be whatever amount we want to invest in each coin. So if we have $100, so if we have $100 to invest each week, then we'll divide that by 6, and we have $16.6 to put in each coin. So let's say 16.67. Here for the market, that's where we put this exchange variable. We are going to buy, and you remember our advanced parameter txinfo, that's going to have all of the information from our exchange. So click OK, and let's make this log a little bit more useful. We're going to change it to say purchasing, and instead of exchange, we'll go ahead and say symbol, and then afterwards, let's put another log, and here we'll just put our txinfo variable. Now we don't want to spam the Coinbase API with a bunch of requests, so let's just put a little wait in here. We'll just say wait 1 second in between requests. Now I don't actually want to buy all this crypto right now, so I'm not going to run this, but I am going to link to all of this code down in the description. Okay, so now we want to run this in our scheduler, which means that we need to take all of this and put it inside a custom command. So we're going to say define, we'll call this purchase crypto, then we're just going to drag all of these into our define command, except for this one. And then we can come up to view, scheduler, and we'll say on Monday at 9 a.m., double click the cell, event, purchase crypto, and we want to repeat it every 1 week. Hit OK, and now we can just hit run on schedule, and just leave this running and it'll take care of this every week. Just make sure if you reset your computer or anything that you start this back up and click run on schedule again so that it actually makes the purchases for you. And if anything happens where you miss a week or something, it's no problem because we can just take our purchase crypto here and stick this at the bottom. And now if we click run, then it'll run through the script and purchase the crypto if we need to do that. And then afterwards, of course, you can click run on schedule again and it'll continue the schedule as planned. Alright guys, hope that was helpful for you. Let me know what you think and I'll see you next time.